What's up, everybody? It's Stephen A. Williams, president and co-founder of Blue Book MKE and the 5-day Level Up Your Business 5-day challenge. And I'm in my office. The view here looks good. Look at that. With my books, just got that all taken care of. But behind my wall right here, I haven't taken care of that yet. And it's not. I used to make the excuse saying that I'm gonna get it done, but really, why it's not done is because I haven't decided how I want everything to be displayed behind me. That's the reason why. So there's no excuse. It's just that I haven't done it yet because I haven't decided. And in today's video, and I'm casual today because I'm just felt that way today. I didn't feel like putting on uh, the tie and all of that stuff. But what I want to talk about in today's video, I wanted to also talk about the ups and downs that happened to me personally, building my businesses. But I'm going to talk about some stuff that happened early because I believe that it's a lot easier to overcome certain things when you have you have financial resources, you have experience. It makes it a lot easier for people to be able to move forward. Some people, it might be hard, but if you really deep down know what you did to become successful in your business, no one can really take that away. All you have to do is just rebuild it. But I want to talk about an experience that happened when I was first starting my first successful business. I had other ones even in my teens where I was in network marketing, which ended up being a very good experience for me because I was a 15-year-old around grown people who were very serious in making serious money in network marketing. It was with a company called Herbalife. And even though I had weighed at that time maybe like 130 pounds, I was going around and I was selling that product to people all over. Like, I was very good at it, and I had learned from those people, and they were teaching me about being in business. That was a long time ago. But for my publishing company, I want to tell you something that had happened that I believe would, if I would have not been able to work my way through it, that I could have made a huge mistake. And this is talking about the ups and downs and huge mistakes that I had made. There was a lot of them in that business, but I'm just gonna kind of touch on one that I think that you need to be aware of that will help you move forward in your business now. So let me kind of frame what was going on. We had started a magazine, and in my area, there was one magazine that dominated the whole entire area. People say the Red Book, but it was called TV Weekly, and we were called community contributor, but people started calling us the Blue Book. And that publication had been around for years, so they had a big head start. And the owner was, I think he was like in his 40s. My wife and I, we were only 20, in our 20s, like 22, 23 years old when we started on our venture. And one of the biggest things that happened, which if I would have took this the wrong direction, it could have stopped me in my business. So let me tell you, this is exactly what happened. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it at all. This individual would do things to harm us from making our business work. Like, competition is competition, but there was different things that was being said around the community. They were using, going to people who would make moves due to people's race. Our delivery vehicle, which was only one, tires flattened, windows busted out. It was very hard to maneuver when you feel like people are like against you for becoming successful. And I understand competition, but I did not understand being attacked where, like property and picking up magazines and throwing them in the trash, all of that type of stuff. I didn't know. But when I look at it from their side, they felt that we were going to really, maybe they knew that we were going to be the ones that could actually, put a hurt on their business. There was other publications that tried, other people that tried that had way more resources than my wife and I had. We didn't have a lot of money. We were just very motivated to make something of ourselves, and but they went out of business. Other people went out of business that tried to go against them, and we just seemed to be the ones that was able to stay in business, and it was because I stayed focused. But let me tell you about one of the biggest mistakes that I had made during that process is that I was starting to think too much about what they were doing to us, and I started kind of complaining about it rather than worrying, or not worrying, but just continue doing what we were doing. Because when I look back at what happened during that, over the time, and we actually ended up dominating the market. To this day, we dominate the market. Now it's 33 years later, but we dominate the market. But what I think is one of the big lessons from that is that we focused on what needed to be done, and we didn't focus on what was being done to us and what was being said about us. We didn't let none of that stuff bother us. We just kept working. And people who didn't want to work with our business, we just let them go. That's fine. That's your decision. And we moved on and started looking. We looked more for the people who wanted to work for our business. I could have made a huge mistake and stayed in that mindset of, woe is us. Nobody wants to do things with us. Nobody wants to work with us. He's saying this stuff about us. They're believing it. All of that stuff. I could have went down that track or continued going. Because remember, at the beginning, I was on that track. And then we got off that track and we turned around and started going down the other track. And it made a huge difference. Now, the lesson that I learned from that mistake, this is the way that I want to kind of express it to you, or to give you an analogy of how you should look at your business when you're having these types of issues, where you might have competition saying things, you might have people that are, just believing flat out what other people are saying about your business, which is negative, which is why you should be careful about running your business by word of mouth. Because if you think that your business is going to run by word of mouth, whose mouth are you going to let run your business next month, or the month after, or the month after that? You should always be in full control of how your business is advertised. And we'll talk about that on another video. But what I started thinking, and I really made this a huge part of my thought process with all of my businesses moving forward, is that when I think about the problems that I have with either clients that I want to get to work with my business, or people who are saying negative things about my business, and they're not founded, because no business is perfect. So is that I use the model of like the bee going to the honey. I want to make my business like honey. I want to attract people to me. And as long as I always focused on what will attract people to me, it started making me think and react in a positive manner. Because over the years, over the times, like if you ever come into Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and you ask people about my company, ask people about me, like what type of individual I am, they will tell you flat out that I don't think negative. That when I come around them, some people say that there's like a glow, like a glow, and I'm not talking about the glow on my head from my baldness here. They're talking about like a positive person. Like I'll talk to people regardless if they're going to be a customer or not. Is that there was a positive attitude. Like I exuded positivity. not negative. I didn't bring my problems to people. I went to them to solve their problems. And when I have problems, what I do is I think positive to solve those problems. And that's the way that I lead my life. That's the way that my wife leads her life, is that we're about working out solutions. And so like that was a big mistake, but I was able to correct that mistake. So I'm telling you is that you got to be very careful, regardless of what people are saying about you, regardless of what's going on in the in your realm of your business, regardless of what competition is doing, whatever. Regardless of that, you can't go down that trail like I did and start thinking negative and start trying to fight all these battles about what people are thinking and saying and doing, all of that stuff. You correct what needs to be corrected. Like you can't be destroying our property. Like that's something that you directly would go at. Like back then there wasn't cameras like there are all over the place now. We're talking about 1994 at that time period. Now they would have been able to get caught, but someone told me, they pointed out who had did it. So I was able to know who did it, but they didn't want to, get involved with the situation with the police. But with that, that's direct. But stuff with people saying stuff, rumors, all of that stuff, what you do is you just keep doing your work and get off of that trail of trying to fight those battles and make your own, impression of your business. You rule, and you're the one that take control and make that happen, rather than allowing other people to do that. And when I started going down that trail, people started coming to me. There was a client that used to be their best client, and that person ended up becoming a customer of my company. Like, this was someone that took 20 years to become our client. Like he had just refused to ever do business with us because of what they had said with that other publication. And then one day I got a call and he was like, "Can you stop by?" And this person was a client of mine for 10 straight years after that, until he had gotten sick and sold his business. So you never know. And there was a lot of other people that we have as customers that, either moved over from them or just decided, hey, why would they limit their business and only be in one place when you can go into multiple places? And you got to remember that this was a time back when there was no internet, no Facebook type companies, and it was actually early with the internet. So things was not the same as what you're experiencing now. So I know it might be kind of hard to kind of relate, especially if you're not in your 40s or maybe 50s. Times were a lot different at that time. Cell phones were not prevalent. There wasn't, I think that there was texting. They had text messaging on pagers had came out. So a lot of stuff was a lot different back at that time. So to sum it up, one of the biggest mistakes, I've made a lot of mistakes in business, but one of the biggest mistakes that I had made was that I was going down the trail of fighting battles, trying to put out fires of what people were saying about our business, rather than taking my power and putting that towards positive and proving by my actions what was true about my business. And that's what I ended up doing, and that made a huge difference. And I think that could be one of the reasons why, right here, to today's issue, December 18th through 24th, 2022. Not too many people have a company that is 30 years old, that is still viable to people, even with all the disruption and the changes that happen with business around the world. Even though we are kind of changing that over, but still, you know that we had to have done a lot of things right, and to be able to still be here. So I wanted to get that video out before the holidays. I'll be making a few more before the holidays gets here. there's links below this video. If you need help with your business, you can get a consultation. I'll just flat out tell you, after talking to you, what I see you might need to change about your business, or to add to your business to be able to make it more successful, or to solve some of the problems that you have. Also, there's a link below where I'm going to be introducing my Level Up Your Business 5-Day Challenge, where I will show you how to build your business. I'm talking about on the mental side for yourself, getting that self-confidence up. And then we're going to talk about how to market your business and how to make sales for your business, because a lot of people don't understand sales. They think that sales is talking people into stuff. Take it from me. Sales is not about talking people into stuff. Sales is about offering people information to make an educated decision, and they will decide off of the way that you present it to them if your product or service is right. So the links are below this video. We're going to be getting ready for the next class in January. So make sure you get on the list and get signed up. Thank you for your time. This is Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of Blue Book MKE, president and co-founder of Blue Book MKE, and my wife Barbara is the co-founder. And let's level up your business 5-day challenge. Thank you, and if I don't get to see you before the holidays, happy holidays.